Hey y'all, what's up? Wordsway, how y'all doing out there? Testimony Tuesday, what's up? What's up? Man, I've had this amazing privilege lately of being able to share some of the testimonies that's been closer to me. A couple of weeks ago, I was able to let y'all hear from my uncle, and now I have my oldest sister here, my big little sister. I'm no bigger than her, but she older than me, so my big little sister. And she's been through so many things, and we probably won't be able to get to them all in this video, but I believe God has a testimony in her belly for one of you guys who's gonna see this. And I'm asking y'all, whoever see this video, and if you know somebody that's went through the same thing, share this video, inbox this video to them, and let them be encouraged so they can understand God will move, and He will keep you through anything, especially through sickness and health. We know Him to be Jehovah Rapha, the God that healeth thee. So I'm gonna turn it over to her and just let her tell y'all the plethora of things that God has brought her through.
Hello everybody. Most of you know, my name is Kenisha, and I just want to come to you for a few minutes to basically let you know the testimony of my life. And I say my life because I could have lost it several times. And won't be before you long, but this could touch somebody else, and I really want to. And if it does, hey, bless God. But He always said, I'm gonna give you a testimony, and He's given me more than one. But that's the kind of God that we have. Just to start off, back in 2010, you live in life, and I'm gonna be very blunt with you. I wasn't in my word like I was supposed to. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. Hanging with the wrong people, just doing a plethora of things. I was busy doing nothing, and I couldn't hear God. Went to the doctor. Years ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 19. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't take care of it. I didn't do what I was supposed to, and went to the doctor, and they said, well, okay, we have to keep you. We have to put an emergency port in your chest. You need dialysis immediately. We don't even know why you're still walking around here, because both of your kidneys, not one, but both of them are gone. Not failing, but completely gone. So, you get in your mind, and you just like, man, whatever. I feel fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You keep doing you keep doing you, and, everything's shut down. End up in the hospital, and the nurse told me, he was like, ma'am, I've never seen anything like this before. And then my dad was alive, and we prayed, and everything, and he was just like, LaShawn, he calls me that sort of kind of when I'm in trouble. He was like, God's gonna give you a testimony. This is not unto death. You need to tighten up. And normally, out of the 4 kids, we know when he say you need to tighten up, we know what that means. So, put the port in, I go to dialysis, couple of years pass by, and let me back up a little bit. Before the dialysis, I was told I could never have children because my diabetes it was one of the more severe cases that they had ever seen. And I have an 11-year-old daughter. So, that was a blessing. It's just been blessing after blessing. So I have an 11-year-old daughter. She's healthy. She's fine. They said, oh, she had brain damage. She won't be able to do this. She won't walk until she's 2. Honey, my daughter was potty trained before, no pull-ups, no diapers before she was 2 years old. So, again, another slap in the devil's face. Being the way I was, I wanted to try to shield her and keep her from the diabetes thing, the high blood pressure thing, everything that could really hurt her. So, I did my best in that area, and praise God, she doesn't have any of those issues that, I've carried. But 2013, me and my 4-year-old daughter, coming from dinner with my dad and a few of his friends, we're traveling northbound on 435 in the furthest right lane. Car in the middle lane. She's on her cell phone. Hits a crate that was in the middle of the street. Her tire blew out. She lost control. She hit me. I hit the median. spun around 4 times on 435 North, and as you know, there's a lot of 18-wheelers that come through there, going and coming. I was struck 4 times by 4 different cars. When the car stopped, I was pointed towards oncoming traffic on 435. Before I knew it, my window was burst out, passenger window was burst out, the back driver window was burst out, the back, I had a Chrysler Pacifica, the latch in the back, that window was burst out, and even though I had my seatbelt on, I ended up in the passenger seat the passenger side on the floor. And wasn't nothing but God, because there was two, I'm sorry. There was 2 ladies that stopped. And the first thing I said was, "Where's my daughter? You know, how's my daughter?" And they was like, "She's good. That's the only window that was not burst." All other windows shattered. My body full of glass in my hair, glass on my skin. She was still nestled in her car seat, seatbelt still on. You know, she's looking around like, you know, "Mama, why are you in the passenger seat?" You know, I don't think she quite understands. She knew something had happened, but she's like, "Okay, where's my mom?" First thing I said was, "Where's my daughter?" And one of the ladies was like, "I have her. You know, if you don't mind, I made sure she was okay." She said, "Don't worry. We were headed to work. We are emergency room nurses." Yeah. I'm like, "Okay." And she was like, "It was a man that was here because your key had broke off in the ignition, and it was fluids leaking from up under your car, but your car was still started." And she said he disappeared. He did something to turn the ignition off, get the little piece of key out, and she said he had to go. She said he had to go. You know, that was it. We don't know his name. We don't know where he come from. We don't know, any of that. So I completely bless God. And when I mean to tell you, glass from top of my head, bottom of my feet. When I got there, they had to put duct tape around their hands and just do this all over my body to get the glass, out of me. They had to cut me out of clothes. They was like, "Whether you wash them or not, we don't think you need to be in these clothes again." So I say that to say, car was totaled. All of that. He spared me and my daughter's life. I didn't know if I was going to come out of that, when you're going through it and you spinning around on the highway and then boom, 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 all these cars is hitting you. It's just going through your mind like, "Lord, please, it's me and my daughter. Please." And that was just one instance of the blessings that he's just, it's almost like he said.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, me and my daughter's fine. I'm sitting right here before you today. We're fine. That was earlier in the year in 2013. Same year, maybe 3 months later, I'm sitting in a dialysis chair. Time to go. They're taking me out the machine, and I couldn't feel the needles. And they're like, "Hey, she's lost feeling in her left side of her body. Something's not right. Can you stand up?" I'm like, and they was like, "Can you say something?" And I'm, it's almost like you try to say something, nothing's coming out. You're shaking, you're shivering. It's like I could talk, but nothing was, there was no sound. They tested my high blood pressure. They tested my blood pressure, and all I knew was that the top number was close to 300. I don't quite remember the bottom number, and they said she's stroking out. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking in my head like, "Oh no, please, this cannot be happening. Something else cannot be happening." And called the ambulance. They gave me a IV, got me over to the hospital. They said she's stroking out, was in ICU, and all of that. And I'm just, once again, I'm like, Lord, please. I'm going through what I'm going through. I hate it, but it's like when you finally start doing what's right, you feel like, and you get hit again. It's like, okay, but I can't stop. I gotta keep going. So 2 days later, I was not only released from ICU, I went home. And one of the nurses, where are you going? Home. And she's like, but wait a minute, wasn't you just? Yes, I was, and I just, you can't do nothing but thank God, because it wasn't luck. I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. There is no luck, when you have God on your side. So you go through that, and then you're dealing with kidney failure. That could kill you alone. You have a car wreck that was fatal enough to kill anybody else, but God spared me and my daughter's life. Then you have a stroke. She said, well, you feeling okay? Can you feel? I said, I received all of my feeling back. There was no repercussions from it. I didn't have a twisted mouth. There was nothing that you could see that would have told you I had a stroke. And a month after that, I had a heart attack. Now just imagine auto accident, stroke, heart attack, same year, months apart. I'm like, oh man, how much can I take? But in the meantime, I would get out the hospital, supposed to be resting. I'd be at Price Chopper, or I'd be at Quick Trip, or I'd be at, doing nothing, but just would find something, to do, just so I just wouldn't be sitting idle. And that was really the time that I needed to sit idle, because I needed to be listening. I wasn't. Now, kidney failure, car accident, stroke, heart attack. Still didn't sit down and listen. 2016, November 18th to be exact, I'm coming home from dialysis. I get a call. I finally was obedient, did what I needed to do, and I got placed on the kidney transplant list. But to fast forward a little bit, or to back up a little bit, I had not urinated in 5 years. A lot of people think, oh, that's small, that's something everybody do, but I didn't. My kidneys were that bad to where there was no sensation, there was no, okay, I gotta hurry up and go. There was nothing. I had completely, just one day, just completely stopped urinating. So, the depression sets in, the stress, the feeling of, you're not normal, because normal people go to the bathroom. Your skin turning dark. One day it'll be light, one day it's dark, like you just been sitting in the sun, just real dark. You're weak. You sleep for 2 or 3 days. It was just really a dark time. And the low self-esteem, the feeling of, what are you here for? You're not worth much. You're not normal. And I felt like that for probably 2 years. And it was almost, I go to my dad's grave a lot. And I'm, sitting there and I'm like, ugh. You just, the feeling of disgust for yourself had just basically set in and almost had taken over. And it's like, I started looking at myself and I'm like, nah. And then I just hear the Lord say, I made you. There is nothing about you that's useless. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a way to where you're going to be able to tell everybody, I've been through this, I've been through this, I've been through depression, stress, thoughts of suicide, all of that. And I'll be 42 tomorrow. And at this point, I just feel like he just did a whole makeover with my inside, because it was really jacked up. It was really, really jacked up. And I don't want to say I got overconfident, but then you go back into being busy doing nothing. And you may not be in your word like you need to, or praying like you need to, or just giving him what's his, being that you done been through all of that. And you still, haven't picked yourself up by your bootstraps and be like, okay, nothing else matters. I'm going to put down this tablet. And if I do pick up the tablet, it's going to be because my Bible is loaded on it. Things like that. Social media and all that, that's busy doing nothing. And I just had to say, okay, God, hey, whatever you need me to do, I do it. And I was put in a position a few times to actually, when the people had seen where they used to do dialysis, they was like, oh, did you have cancer? And I'm like, well, no. And I was like, I was on dialysis. Oh, I have a cousin. She don't want to go to dialysis. She's feeling this way. She's feeling this way. And I had called my mom one day and I said, you're not going to believe this. Just in my daily passing, I've talked to maybe 4 people. And basically was able to explain to them and tell them that I, slipped God in there, because I'm like, who else? Your support system can be great, but that's your greatest support system, because when you sit in that chair and you by yourself and you don't know nobody else around, you don't know them, you don't know them personally, they're not your family. You can talk to God in the grocery store, dialysis chair, gas station, bathroom, kitchen, wherever. And I just had to tell, there will be your greatest support system. They said, well, I don't have family. Well, yeah, you do. This is who you need to refer to for all of your help. I said, because that's going to be the one who heals you. Dialysis, yes. Medically necessary, absolutely. God, mandatory. So I made it my choice to put God first, and nothing else mattered. And when I say that, I cleaned house. People that really didn't do me any good. They wasn't harmful, but they wasn't willing to sacrifice their life to serve God. They had to go. No conversation, no email, no messaging, inboxing, nothing. Phew, gone. So, doing that, and I'm like, oh man, it's almost like a load lift, because I'm like, some conversations just get stale if, they like, well, I was lucky, and I'm like, well, no, you wasn't. But then you get, I don't want to hear that. So I said, okay, whenever you get through, God woke you up this morning. God is allowing you to breathe. He's allowing you. It's not like, oh, I'm lucky, I'm gonna get up and do this. No, your alarm clock didn't wake you up this morning when you opened your eyes. And I said, well, God bless you. When you're ready to come around, I'm always here. Let that go. Oh, you ain't got no friends no more. It's okay. I can call my brother, I can call my sister, I can call my mom. Number one, I can call on God. I said, but it feels so much better to have that weight lifted, because I was in a position I've had so many miracles happen to me to where I didn't need any baggage. I needed to have a clear head. I need to have, and be focused and do what he needs me to do. Everything's going well. April, Mom looks at my foot and she's like, Nisha, what? Your foot is just huge. And I look down, oh, it's just a little water weight. It'll be all right in the morning. Got up this morning, couldn't get up. Go to the emergency room again. Oh, you have cellulitis. I'm like, what is that? And they was like, well, it's an infection of the skin. However, we need to keep you because of your history, number one. And number two, if it reaches your bloodstream, you're dead, basically. And I'm like, nice way to say it, but I understand what you're saying. Foot swelled up, and then in the process of that, they found a blood clot, which, as we know, blood clots can move. They can travel to the wrong spot, you're going to have some problems. Got rid of the blood clot within 48 hours. It was gone. They didn't get rid of it, but I prayed and I'm like, Lord, I'm coming to you again. I need you to intercede. And that particular time, normally I've been in the hospital so much, I take my tablet, I got my phone charger, I got, because I already know, hey, I'm finna stay here a while. I didn't take any of that. really didn't answer the phone, really didn't do a lot of texts, and 21 days I gave majority of that time to God. I'm like, okay, is this something I'm not hearing? Is it something I'm not? Because we always say, oh, yeah, the devil did this, the devil did it. But sometimes God allows stuff to happen to us to get our attention. And I certainly needed the attention because I'm like, y'all just have to know me to know. Ripping and running, not doing anything. Like I said, being busy doing nothing. And got out the first time. I'm just like, hey, and she's like, oh, you're not supposed to be doing it. And I told the nurse, I said, well, I've been given a report that I'm healed. So I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to, I said, but I can't just sit here and be like, God is going to heal me, but I don't do the physical therapy exercises, or I don't do the occupational therapy exercises. Well, we make them in that you don't. I get what you're saying, but I can't sit here and ask God to heal me, but I don't do what it needs, do what I need to do, to help myself as well. So once I got up and she was like, oh my God, you're walking. Yeah, God is right, because he's all up in it. And once I got out of there, I did have to go back. They tested my heart again. We need to go in. You're not healing as fast as we would like to. We feel that there's some blockage, somewhere. Did an angiogram and the doctor came out. He was like, well, that's puzzling. I can't find anything to stent, or I can't find anything to balloon. So I just looked up and I'm like, yeah, I know you can. So got out of there. Had to be on bed rest for a while so the swelling can reside. And yeah, I just have to tell you, through all of that, never had to catch an Uber, never had to catch a cab. I'm still, and yet driving myself around. I'm in my right mind. I haven't had any heart issues. I have been off of dialysis. It'll be 4 years this year. 18, 16 is the day. So I just want to say, if you're going through any of what I just mentioned, or anything similar to that, or anything for that matter, whether it's health, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, what I can tell you is give it over to God. If you are not a Christian, I would say give your life to him first. I guarantee you, guaranteed. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, because you're going to want to go back to do the same stuff that you did and all of that, and everybody else is having fun and you're not having fun. But I guaranteed, give your life over to Christ. Trust him. Talk to him. Just like I'm speaking with you guys right now, you can talk to him just like that. He hears everything. And all I can tell you guys is stick around for round 2, because I have some things that I've been fasting and praying and asking God for, and I'm at the point now, so I never thought that I would actually, God's going to get the glory regardless, but I'm not one to talk, whether it be on live or whether it be, I'm not the one to do that. But I told God, period. And somebody had told me this before. Some of what you're going through may not even be for you. It may be for someone else that may not be strong, that may not have, the guidance of God, that may not know nothing about God. He's going to put you in a position to where you have to open up your mouth. He has put me in that position, so all I can tell you is be prepared to hear more, because he's not done.
Wow, like y'all heard her, part 2 is gonna come. So I guess y'all might as well get ready to hear her again probably next year. But guys, I want to tell y'all, this is a perfect example of how God is a keeper. And we praise and we shout about, oh, he's a keeper. No, this is what it looks like when he's a keeper. Like, God fashioned the body. He designed the body, so he knows when even you have the smallest ache, what it is. He knows how to fix cancer. He knows how to fix HIV. He knows how to fix your back hurting. He knows how to fix all these diseases. He designed the body. He has the antidote. He knows how to fix it. We need to trust God. And just like she said, you need to first give your life to God and devote your life to Him. If you're already a Christian, become committed to Him and pass the ball. Dr. Tony Evans has an analogy I love that he says something weird happens. The center has the ball, he hike, and the quarterback has it. And now in the line, everybody is cued in on the quarterback. The entire defense is worried about what the quarterback is doing. The D-line is trying to run him over. But something weird happens when he hands the ball off to the running back. Everybody that was all the defense that was once coming for that person, for the quarterback, now they chasing the running back. They don't even care about the quarterback no more. They're chasing the running back because the quarterback hand the ball off. I'm hearing God say in the spirit, hand the ball off. Some of y'all is carrying things and y'all trying to fix it and you're struggling and you're experiencing depression and you're experiencing your oppression, depression. You don't know how to, you up at nights and you're struggling. And God is saying, hand the ball off. Give it to me. And when you give it to me, stop worrying about it. And just go do the work and be faithful, and I'll meet you there supernaturally. I'll take care of you. God tried to take my sister out 5 times. He tried to take her out multiple times. And every time, God says, no. No, I'm going to keep her. She's mine. 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 Guys, He's a keeper. He is Jehovah Rapha. He knows how to, He has healing power. If He can resurrect Himself out of a grave in 3 days, if He can lay down and set an alarm clock and say, I'll be back in a couple hours and get up with all power in His hand, He can fix your sickness. And that's what kind of faith you got to have. Every time your faith get low, you remember, well, He did raise Himself up from the dead. My sickness can't be nothing too hard for Him. Is anything too hard for Him? Really think about that. Is anything too hard for Him? If He can have your car bust up and flip up and turn flips and you walk away with a couple pieces of glass up in you and your daughter in the back like, I'm hungry. Like if he can give you kidneys and make stuff happen for you, is anything too hard for God? Is anything? If He can raise Himself up from the dead, if He sits so high in the heaven right now, there's nothing that's in your life that you're experiencing, especially in your body, that He can't take care of. I love you guys, and pray for us as we pray for you, and turn it over to God and continue to seek Him. I hope this testimony bless y'all as much as it's blessed our family's life, and continue to pray. I want y'all, when y'all see this testimony, continue to pray for my sister, continue to lift her up, and we're going to be continuing to pray for y'all. Pray for Facebook, YouTube, everybody who sees. We're praying for all the people that look at Wordswaycm online and come and get fed from this ministry. So we thank y'all again. Be praying for us while we praying for you. Wordsway out.